Hi, this is Malcolm Blight, and you're listening to the Crowject.
20 up from goal. They might have dodged a bullet there, Port Adelaide. Walker, Rankin over the body towards goal.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Crowject podcast. Thank you very much to our sponsors in Nathaniel's Coffee and Paninis and Trojan Aluminium. And please check out Nathaniel's new store, Nathaniel's Portavia, open now, 229 Green Hill Road. Now let's go around the table and say some hellos before we dive into what was a game. I can't think of any adjectives to describe it, but that was a game that happened. Welcome back from Melbourne as of half an hour ago, Cream.
I've come in hot, I've found a pen, and I'm ready to go.
That's all the prerequisites you need for this. Just rolling after an 8-hour drive, grab your pen, you're good to go. And Ray.
I'm leaving the grabbing my pen references out of this one.
Hello. And Leighton, have you been grabbing any pens lately?
No. But welcome back after a few
If you
weeks.
want one, I've got one.
I'm good. I've got enough pens.
Okay.
Thank you. How are you, Leighton?
I'm good.
Yeah, you been well?
I've been good. I didn't have to go to Ballarat, so it was great.
I know, yeah. You've had the best weekend out of any of us.
Yeah.
Good. And Ben, how's it going?
Good. My pen's been passed through 3 people now, so great.
Brag. You can have them back if you want.
That's all right. It'll
Yeah,
come
it
full
smells
circle eventually.
Now, who can't be with us tonight?
Oh, yeah.
Pilot Pete.
So there's a few notable absentees. Pilot
Yep.
Pete isn't here. The other queens, Jade and Sophie.
Tex
aren't
Walker,
here.
he's out.
Tex Walker, yeah. He's just busy for the 308th week in a row. But
King Charles
also,
has got some new stuff now.
but also Damon, who's sent something through.
Yes. Wholesome stuff real quick. Damon has decided to step away from the pod. He's got to focus on professional things and other things in life, and we understand that completely. He's obviously been a massive part of this pod in the last couple of years. And sincerely
definitely.
appreciate everything he's done, not just for the main pod, Get Your Crow on with the Guernseys and everything, interviews. He's been a massive part of it. He just wanted to say he sincerely thanks all of the fans and Patreons who have helped made this podcast so successful over the years. Your love and support has been truly humbling. Thank you to everyone who has bought merch and helped us raise so much for charitable causes. To his pod family, keep it up. 200 plus episodes, and episode 300 is just around the corner. To all of our guests over the years, thank you so much for putting your trust into us and for donating your precious time. For one last time, thank you for having me, and that is from Damon.
Yeah. Tough way to
Very
take a
well
loss,
said.
but it's all right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's worse than the loss in the footy over the weekend.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, no, he saw that performance. I'm never talking about this team again. I've heard he's become a Port supporter, actually.
lies.
Right.
And
I
now,
shouldn't slander him.
on the back of that wholesome message, we've now got James Blunt to perform live of Goodbye, My Love.
Take it away, James.
But no, hopefully we can have him on as a special guest, even if he does get you crowing every now and then with Leighton and stuff. Yeah, it'll be sad if we can't see him again, but I'm sure we will in
Yeah,
time.
I'm sure he'll be around the place. He's
Cool.
my second favourite Guernsey nerd on the show after Leighton.
Love you, Damon. All right, next up.
All right, next. So thank you very much to our Patreons, patreon.com/Crowject. Sign up if you want to hear some of our exclusive content, and where you can grab our Go Crom merch from crowject.bigcartel.com. So grab yourself a nice Crom beanie. You need it in this weather.
The
Especially
pose
if
were
you-
very handy over
Oh,
the weekend
yes.
in Ballarat, I'll tell you what.
Definitely. Yeah. Jump on and get a po. I think they're from Big Cartel as well. aren't
Yep,
they, the
certainly
pros?
are.
Yeah, jump on, get yourself something warm for the winter. And just tune in for our preview pods that are going to be happening on Thursday nights. I think we've been a little bit slack on them the last few weeks, but we're getting into the swing of it now. So tune in for that. We'll preview the Brisbane game coming up this weekend.
Just for the Patreon contributors, they can sign up for as little as like $1 a month.
Yeah. Yes, it's really not much, just a little
No.
contribution.
And
then
we're
you
starting
get-
to put more on there.
We are. We've
Yeah.
got the, we're sort of trying to keep this a bit shorter and sharper, which I'm not helping very much by rambling on. And we're going to have the line to call in after the Brisbane game. So the number for that is 8246-5498. So call in and give us your thoughts, and we will play them on the pod. Shall we jump into the game?
Let's do it.
yeah. I've got some head nodding, some shaking, some people that are a bit unsure. But tell us the scores, Ben.
Well, to put it simply, bad kicking is helpful for our percentage. The Bulldogs,
Very
11 goals, 19, 85, defeated the Crows 5-10, 40, and it should not have been this close.
We should have lost by 15 goals.
Yeah.
Was it very windy?
No.
No, not really.
No.
Oh, you were there.
Maybe physically, but
I don't think you understand, like, the amount of CC and dry cans we were consuming.
I'm not sure we were there.
Unless it literally blew us on our ass, we wouldn't have noticed.
It's definitely there in body, but not spirit.
You were there in spirit, but not
Too much spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. In front of, was that the crowd? 10,114.
Yeah, they were all in front of us. We couldn't
good
see
for
because of them.
Yeah, exactly. They were all on one tiny piece of grass that they called the hill. Yeah, it didn't have any slope to it. I don't know how much slope you have to be classed as a hill.
more than that.
Yeah.
And then what slope becomes a mountain?
Yeah, exactly.
You got to get the balance right.
Yeah, this would be something we discuss later in our where we talk about Ballarat. But anyway.
Can I just say, this is like the GWS game of this year.
Yeah.
Except we were never in it.
Of the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were never in it to start with.
We just didn't turn up.
No, it's a bit like that. But so we had goals to. We had 2 goals to Rochelle, Lockie G with that first. He had that first goal,
started
didn't
strong.
he? Where it was, started strong.
Should've
Went
kicked-
downhill from there.
Should have kicked a second in the last quarter, but ran in and kicked the point. So that was good.
Yeah. Brian Keane and Dawson, which kind of rolls into the selections where it doesn't really help the situation when you've got, your 2 key forwards out with injuries and or managed. But so the selections were Lockie G, Himmelberg and Murray in for Thilthorpe, Walker and Duday out. Now,
Yes.
would they have made the difference, Leighton?
No, probably not. I think it's just, that midfield, we lost contested possessions by heaps and ground ball gets, and that's been like our bread and butter all year. And the Bulldogs just cleaned us up.
Looking at that final score, I think if we had those ins, they might have got
A
us
few
within.
goals,
They might have got us
yeah.
within 4 goals. We might have
Yeah.
kicked 3 or 4 more, but they weren't winning us the game.
Nah.
Yeah.
We couldn't get it in there.
Yeah. We just resorted back to the bombing it long and high and hoping it would work. And
We
it
did.
didn't work.
Wow, what a surprise.
Incredibly, the last 2 years were not just rarities. It doesn't work when you play like that.
Yeah, no.
I think it was just so we've become a really good kicking side and just piercing people through the middle. We kicked at 66% efficiency, which is down on what we usually do. And then if you look at the heat map where we got the ball, it was all on the wing. So the Bulldogs really clogged up the middle and we just had no option but to bomb it in long. I think the major impact from the game, when I did watch it back today, KO asked me to verify I was over 18 because it was a little bit they just humped us really.
They were throbbing.
They humped us.
That was doggy style if I've ever seen it.
Could you just tell me the comparison? I'm interested to see this. Like scores per inside 50s, like percentage. That'll probably be underneath the field kicking percentage, if I had to guess.
Yeah,
So they had
were at
56%, 30 shots from 54 entries.
Yeah.
And we had 37%, 15 shots from 41 entries.
37% is just way down, especially when we're getting it in like 15 times less than they are. We just couldn't get the footy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The big turning point for me was when Mitch Hinge went down because we were
Yeah.
right in it until he went down, and then the defence had to change. Then all of a sudden, Max Michaelini's playing on Rory Lobb,
Yeah.
and he did quite well. But then it's a whole imbalance, and then someone else has to go on to Waitman, and then it's just a domino effect. And
With Duday out with the concussion, that threw us in a bad defensive way as it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially and then as soon as Hinge went out.
Because that was quite early on, wasn't it?
Yeah, he only got
Yeah.
one touch. I think it was in the first quarter.
10 minutes in or so.
10, 15 minutes in, and that's
Yeah.
when they started just absolutely annihilating us.
It's just that spread. Like as soon as Bulldogs got it, they just handballed it everywhere away from us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Was there anyone you think played well, Ben?
I thought Rochelle was lively when the ball was up forward and he was there, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
that wasn't
kicked
very
a couple
often.
goals,
He kicked 2.
16 touches.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, rolled through the middle all right. It was a pretty dull day though, so
Yeah,
hard
it's
to pick a
been
favourite.
good.
It's hard to really pinpoint anyone that played well in that rabble. I thought Parnell put in a pretty good effort,
he was
considering the what's going. Anyone else got any positives?
I
Any
think
at all?
Michael Laney showing he can roll onto someone like
A bit
Lob
bigger.
Yeah, he
at
tried
like
hard.
a stretch. Like Lob didn't really have an impact on the game at all, did he?
Nah.
No.
I'm just looking. At stats now. If I didn't see the game or know the final score, and I read these stats, like these stats are just completely. These stats are fucking whack, for lack of a better term.
They don't
Like,
tell the story well.
So the Dogs we don't normally win the hitouts. We
Yeah.
had 72 hitouts to 35
Yeah.
Rob got
against
63 hit
against Tim English, who's supposed to be the best ruckman in the comp. We won clearances by 10.
What?
And then we had
But
like
then-
100 possessions less or something.
Yeah.
But then they beat us in contested touches by 35 and uncontested by 65. So what was happening?
Yeah, it was like we would only get that one initial clearance touch and then never
Then we
again.
didn't know
It's
what to
just like, Rob to midfielder, we got that part, but now what do we do?
In
Yeah.
saying that, I did see some taps where, like, no offense to Rob, but he was just slapping it out of there.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
getting that. Yeah.
Like just 4 or 5 meters, even towards their way. So if they're, and that's what it looked like all day. The reason that they're probably first to the footy. So
Yeah.
if we're second to the ball all day, I dare say if I looked, we'd have more tackles, and I'll probably be proven wrong now. 74-77. Tackles in
even.
forward 50, they had 16-7. So there you go. They just wanted the ball more all day long.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good way to sum it up, really, isn't it? We have on the run sheet Fogalicious and Laird of Roses. I'm not sure that Fog really deserves a segment this week, to be
He looked
honest.
like he was the first 5 minutes of the game. He took 2 marks inside 50.
He was
And I was
lively.
like, oh my gosh, he's going to tear this game apart. We're going to have to like hold Sophie up and carry her out of the ground because she'll faint. Like, and he missed the first one, kicked the second one to Lockie goal land, and then never looked like he got near it again.
No.
I'm sorry, but he's on the chopping block for mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know we don't necessarily
It was-
have anyone that we can bring in for him, but he has not done much since that Carlton game.
No, he's kicked, one goal in the last 4 games or something? I don't know. I think I
run
just
with
pulled
it.
that out of nowhere, but
Say it with
I'll say it
confidence.
confidently. Yeah. He's kicked 1 goal in 4 games?
I know he's still relatively young, but there was one point, and this is where where we missed Walker. I think it might have even been the kick that it might have even been the mark that he kicked to Gallant, oh no, it wasn't. So he's taken a mark 55 out. When it's Tex, how many times have we seen Tex, especially these days when you can wheel around and get to 50 and just have a ping? He has a massive leg on him. He can do that.
Yeah.
But he didn't even try to. Like, if you're the number 1 forward, you're expected to kick goals from 50 or 52. Like, that's your job.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, without Tex, he hasn't played
And
many
that's-
games without him.
And that's the
And
thing.
he's
It's
the
like,
number 1 defender.
does that mean he doesn't have the confidence without Tex in the team to do that? Because if he's getting the marks there and he's there to have a shot, and you can have a shot, then take the shot.
Exactly. Yeah. Do you remember like a year or 2 ago and everyone was saying that they're not going to fit in the same team, Tex and Fog?
Yeah.
It's just not going to work.
Yeah.
And
Now
then,
we need
and then
them,
we
but-
put them together and it
They're
worked. And now you take them away again and it's not working. So
Yeah.
like you said, getting the number 1 defender, it's just
It may
It's
be
just
very
can't
well that,
handle it
like,
yet.
maybe Fogg stands taller and maybe everyone in the forward line stands taller when Tex is in there because of his leadership and stuff.
Yeah.
But will we shown up in leadership in the forward line on the
Nah.
weekend in
Well,
the
that's the thing.
absence? Because
It wasn't the forward line's fault.
No.
For this game, it was
No.
the midfield.
Chase Jones played all right. Just looking through the numbers,
Yeah, he throbbed.
yeah. He was good.
had 5 clearances, 600 meters gained, did about 20-something disposals.
Yeah. I also
Yeah,
like
it's
Miller's
been
game.
good.
Yeah,
I feel like
Miller
his
also
form's
very good.
been better the last few weeks.
Pedler, I really want to see Pedler push into the midfield. He gives that
Yeah.
little bit of grunt that we need in there sometimes. Just someone that's going to run through and try get the footy moving forward. If he doesn't, he's going to take someone with him.
I'd like to see him in there this weekend because he was in there for centre bounce attendance last game at home, and we're playing at home against Brisbane this week, are we not?
Yep.
Yeah. So who knows? Maybe he wasn't in there because of the ground dimensions. I don't know what excuse you want to make for him, but like maybe back at home, you only need him in there 3 or 4 times. Just get him used to it slowly. Don't put him in there for 20 times in one game out of nowhere.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah,
what
that's
happened
it.
with the game against St Kilda, and he looked good.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
like gradually just put him in for a handful. Like, Lord knows there's 50 of them a game.
Yeah, that's it. And it seems like they are doing that. They have been doing that a bit this year, rotating through the midfield. And so, yeah, it'd be good to see that again.
The other one I thought was not too bad was Himmelberg.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah, we only had 5 contested marks for the game. He took one of them. He had 9 hit-outs as a backup ruckman. He had a clearance. He had some inside 50s. He was competing all day. Didn't get beaten too often.
Yeah. I don't know.
So
It's just,
what-
I think it was similar to Roll in that game specifically, where he didn't have enough impact on the game.
Yeah.
When we're getting beaten everywhere.
This probably sounds harsh on Himmelberg, but he's older now.
He is.
Yeah.
So they're the kind of things that I would expect from Thilthorpe if he was playing. But the
Yeah.
fact that Himmelberg's been on the list and in the team so long, if he's going to come in, I expect more than that from him.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean,
Like,
he's older, but he has probably a similar amount of AFL experience to some of those guys because he
I
really
know.
hasn't played that many games.
Yeah,
Look at it.
like
Yeah,
Couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
I
But
just feel like he's played so much more senior footy
he has.
that he should be doing a bit better than that, especially if he's coming in and trying to play for a spot.
Yeah.
I think I'm not judging him in a game that there was 5 goals kicked and only one of those goals was kicked by a key forward. So
Well, was he playing
True.
up forward though?
He probably swung
Yeah.
down back a bit with
Well, he
Hinge going out a
seemed to
bit, but-
stay. Yeah, seemed to stay forward, but
That might have been a problem. Like there wasn't as much of a clear role for him with
Yeah.
all the injuries in defence.
and
He
the ball
just
was
sort
stuck
of-
at the other end. It's not like you
Yeah.
could park yourself up forward and wait for it to come.
he's played 41 games, kicked 41 goals.
wow, got to keep that ledger even.
That's why he didn't kick one on the weekend. He was like, no.
Exactly. He's one of you. He loves the numerology.
But yeah,
Yeah.
overall, pretty
Overall-
bad.
Yeah, pretty bad. Yeah, I would say in summary, bad.
Do you reckon
but
we just like took it too easy after beating the Saints by so much? Or
potentially though, that Ballarat game is just always. It's always just a
we've
bitch,
had it like
isn't
the last 3 years, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Was
I
it
think
4?
so.
How many times have you been, Ben?
I've been 3 now.
3.
Yeah.
Have they all been losses?
No,
Yes.
we won by a point.
Yeah, I didn't go last year.
Ben's the problem.
You're off the trip next year.
Look,
Sorry, you're
I am
subbed out.
too. I'm really gonna
But that's just by choice.
Yeah.
Just by
fair
chance,
enough.
it could be me that's the problem.
yeah.
Yeah, but we move on. We move on to next week. And it'll be
Yes.
fine. But
At least we got an easy game against.
I'm expecting
Brisbane.
a big response next week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry, we need it.
definitely. But yeah, we've got here Rankine with no case to answer. What was that happened there, Leighton?
Oh, you were probably on the other side of the ground. It was just sort of like he turned to pick up the ball and his hip hit the other guy's shoulder or head.
Dre, yeah.
But yeah, there was no sanction or fine or anything because he was doing the right technique.
Yeah. You just never know these days with some of the
Yeah.
weird choices they made. So I think every little hit makes everyone a bit, ooh, but yeah. No,
I just
good to
prefer.
hear.
I just like your pronunciation of ranking.
Rankine.
Rankine.
I
You're
can't
so
get any
keen.
of the names right at the moment. Rankine. That's why I've gone Lockie G.
Yeah, I don't know which one it is, Gallant or Gallant. I don't know.
Yeah. I need one for Rankine now. I'll just
Just call him Rank.
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 Yeah.
It's not an
Yeah, I
insult, is
don't
it?
mind that. And yeah, I think we touched on Mitch Hinge, who's now going to be in concussion protocol. Due to his
Yes,
hit in
that's
that
3
first
weeks in a row.
quarter, so-
3 different players all got concussion.
Yeah.
So
that's good
it was Hinge this week, then it was Duday last week, and Murray the week before.
Mm.
He was cooked the moment he hit the ground too.
Yeah.
It was a great fist, but yeah,
Yeah.
It was gutsy to go back there.
yeah.
Mm.
He's that sort of player too.
Yeah.
So
Must
it's
have
not
grown a
surprising.
second set of testicles to do it, but I don't know how he went back with the flight like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I agree.
All right. Anyone else got anything to add, or we'll just go to some comments from the listeners and
Yes.
have a look what everyone else had to say about this.
Was there any feedback or?
I've got some Facebook ones.
Yeah, there
No,
was
here we go.
there was a little bit. What do we got? So over on Instagram, we've got friend of the show, Nathaniel from Nathaniel's Coffee and Panini. Check it out. Who says, "I'd like to turn back time and keep texts."
Right.
That's nice. It's a good winning strategy. And then we've got Jack Kerno who says, "Wasn't worth freezing my ass off. Very disappointing performance." yeah, I agree with that. And we have Dave Carnivale, patron and friend of the show, who says Crumb's played 3 times in Ballarat compared to twice at the MCG this decade so far.
Oh,
So
jeez.
that kind of wraps up what we were talking about before.
Gee.
That is a tough stat.
Maybe I've been there twice then. Raises an interesting question.
Yeah. There you go. You're creating this other Ballarat trip in your head. Are you okay? Are you traumatized? Are you okay? And that's all from Instagram.
Yeah.
What have you got over there on Facebook, Cream?
So got one from Jurgen Goethe, the big Goethe.
It's a good name.
Friend and patron of the pod.
Yes.
So observations. If you want a total team brain fart of a day, today was it. If you ever want a more unusual third quarter, just ask Isaac Rankin. And lastly, my TV has a 15-degree slope to the right, as I feel that was the end that all of the points were scored to.
That'd be better. Someone get a spirit level to Jurgen's house.
Yeah, 15 degrees.
That's a very accurate amount of degrees out of tilt. Who measured that?
Next up, we've got a Karen Deco Eastwood. Very matter of fact here. Terrible game. Went, saw, left.
Is that not how every game goes?
Is that Pete's burner?
We have a long way to go. Take the wins, learn from the losses. Next up, we've got Matt O'Brien, who says Mulligan with a question mark.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call this one a mulligan.
And lastly, we'll go Tommy Foreman. Negative, we played like shit. Positive, we still somehow kept our spot in the 8. Now,
Yeah.
I don't believe
Yes.
that.
Yeah,
We
did.
have.
You're joking.
Wow.
By
Yeah.
5% over Essendon.
Yeah, I think a
I'll
lot of
take it.
results fell our way, and it was a bit of a weird weekend of football. There was a few
Yeah.
small wins and unexpected wins. So yeah, we'll take it.
It has
Also-
opened up a 2-game gap between 6th and 7th now, though.
That's true.
Oh,
Also, back to the Crows game, we did stick to the strategy of doing way less rotations. We only had 42.
yeah.
I mean, it could be worse.
couldn't
It could be
even-
North Melbourne.
We could have given one the north.
We had so many left over.
Yeah, exactly. At least someone on our team can count to 75. So
Yeah.
that is one over North Melbourne this
That's true.
weekend.
Or is it
And for
maybe
our
that,
Patreons, you'll hear that in the pre-roll, post-roll.
Yeah, when we do around the grounds. and the
Yes.
Patreon exclusive post roll.
Also, for our patrons, Jurgen, 15 degrees over how far? I'm still going up over this 15 degrees.
Yeah.
How far is it? I don't know.
Why haven't you fixed this? Has he actually got the thing and measured it? No, jeez. And just going over to Twitter quickly, I've just got a couple over there. We've got Patriotic Crow who says definitely can do better than that, but on to next week. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
very
just sums
patriotic.
it up. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You've done your name justice. And we've got Dizale who says, too cold today, shit house conditions for footy. Thanks, Ballarat, but no thanks. Please don't invite us back. Hopefully better weather next week. To be fair, I didn't think the weather was that bad. Like, there was not much wind. Did it rain? I don't think it rained. Did
Slightly.
it?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you actually kidding? It rained the whole time, basically.
no.
She just thought it was more CC and dry. She had her head back, sucking a can every 4 seconds.
That's why she was looking up to the sky with her tongue out. She thought it was CC falling from the sky.
Give me more.
People pouring CC and Driver. I thought they were trying to make Ballarat more fun for us.
Yeah.
Was it actually raining?
Yes.
A little bit. I swear it was only
It
the first
wasn't
quarter.
hard, but it was just like constant drizzle.
Okay.
And to be fair, every time I did look at Ellie, she just had a can on a 15-degree slope. That's why she had to keep lifting her head back as it got emptier.
They still didn't notice the rain. No.
Dry.
But it's wet.
Okay.
Oh man, I think Ballarat's made us all lose a few brain cells. But
Yeah.
It's okay.
Oh, I tell you what, it was a ripper day there today. because I just drove back, but they've still got the Bulldogs flags up when you drive into
No.
Ballarat.
No.
Fucking like, take them down, mate. It's Monday.
Yeah, come on. You've had your moment.
But how many games do they even play there? It's not like it's their home ground.
I thought they only played one.
One, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's as much their home ground as it is ours.
Before the game, the announcer was like, "Yeah, welcome to our second home of Ballarat." And I was like, "You don't play here that often. It's like Hawthorn in
guys.
Tasmania."
Yeah.
Also, before we continue on, I don't think we touched on it or heaps last week, but it was obviously Indigenous round
Yes.
over the weekend. So thank you to all the Indigenous players for what you've done in the league and what you're currently doing. There was a lot of great moments from a lot of great players over the weekend. Good to recognise land and heritage and all that.
Yeah. And is it split over 2 rounds? This
It is.
year?
So we're wearing the
because we'll
Indigenous
be wearing
Guernsey
it.
again against Brisbane.
Yeah.
Should be good.
Yeah.
But hopefully we can get a win in it because I've worked out we haven't won in an Indigenous Guernsey since 2017.
Oh, jeez.
Good.
I mean, we haven't been
That's
great since then, but,
No.
it's not a good record.
Yeah.
Do you rate this Indigenous Guernsey compared to the other
Yeah,
ones?
I don't mind it.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
this one actually.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there
Like
you
it.
go. Well,
What-
maybe
did you,
that's
did
the
you
key.
remember seeing it, or what do you think of it in person?
No, I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like it.
She thought it was the gather round.
Back to the Bulldogs going to Ballarat. They do actually play there once more this season, and it's against Collingwood, Richmond, a big club. No, GWS are going
Yeah,
to
of course
Ballarat.
it is.
Oh, wow. Of course. Yeah. Should we drive down to that one too?
Absolutely.
All right. I'll see you there.
If it was raining, CC and dry, you'll see me there.
Yeah, that's it. So that's a great way to get us there, to be fair. Yes, I think that's all we need to talk about for that game ever
Thank
again.
God.
Yeah, I think it can be summed up in one sentence that was said a lot. What happens in Ballarat stays in Ballarat.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Really, if you
That
want
was
to tune into the
speaking.
more entertaining stuff from Ballarat, like me falling down the stairs, head to Patreon and we'll talk about Ballarat later on.
And one of the
Where
great
is
chicken
that?
burgers all time.
Oh, don't even start.
What's this? Is this the one at the ground?
Yeah.
Was it actually that good?
It was one of the best I've ever had, and that wasn't the cans talking. It was so good.
Yeah, I had no cans. One of the best chicken schnitzel burgers to touch the lips of hardworking Australians.
Wow.
Just
Oh,
that
I
good.
need to know
Yeah.
more, but we will do a
Patreon.
full we're gonna do a full review of the chicken burger at the Ballarat ground at Patreon for the Patreons after. So yeah, we'll be back after this quick break though for a bit more news and some of our favourite segments. All right, and we're back. So let's head over to the news.
Oh, good. We're done with that game.
Give us a news soundbite. It's my favourite. It's my favourite one.
Oh, yes, the news.
we want the good one. So there's
good
two
one.
here. So there's normally,
I'm glad we're so prepared here.
Is it that one?
Make
I
the
think so.
correct guess.
Yeah. This is a tune. So the news. We have had the fixture released, finally.
Oh, thank God.
It's what we've been waiting all year for this. Oh yeah.
Y'all wanna keep
At
in the
least
background.
last few weeks. So we are going to host GWS in round 18, Port Adelaide round 20, Sydney round 23.
We
all
already
in
knew we were going
Saturday.
to host them.
Oh,
we
let
didn't know
me
the
finish. Let me
times.
finish the sentence.
All right,
Let
sorry.
me finish the sentence. All right, I'll start the sentence again. If I could have less interruptions, that'd be great.
When my hand
We're
goes
gonna
up,
be-
your mouth goes
Now you can speak.
We're going to be hosting GWS, Port Adelaide, and Sydney, all in Saturday night fixtures. There you go, Leighton, if you let me finish.
That's good.
As well as North Melbourne and Gold Coast on Saturday afternoon.
When will the
Two
Saturday
rippers.
night fixtures be starting?
7:10.
Beautiful.
I think, yes, yeah, we'll go with that. And we will be the showdown. Yeah, so the showdown is going to be
Friday
on the
night?
Saturday. It's Saturday night. No Fridays.
But
Yeah, no Friday night games.
Is it standalone though? I think it's standalone this time.
No.
Is
no,
it not?
standalone
No.
Saturday
There's got to
nights.
be. There's a Victorian game on at the same time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
every
sure,
one of
of
our
course. Yeah, you're never
every
gonna have
one of
one
our
game on
Saturday night games has a big Victorian club playing
Yeah.
at the same time.
Oh, yeah, we start 15 minutes later, so the last of the game will be by itself.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Just like the last showdown.
I mean,
of
it's only
course.
Essendon and Sydney playing at Marble Stadium.
Oh,
It's not that
no
big
one
of a
cares
game.
about that game. Beautiful.
Exactly. And you roll from the Q clash straight into the showdown. What an afternoon.
Oh,
Wow.
the rivalry.
Rivalries.
That's my day set.
Talk about rivalry round. Bring it back.
Yeah.
So we had some comments from our Chief Executive, Tim Silvers, who is very pleased with our fixture release, saying he's pleased that we've got 3 games on the Saturday night time slot, which our fans have told us are typically the ones they like and attract very strong crowds. This is a big promise from him. We promised that they're going to be 3 cracking games against quality opponents as we build on what has been a positive start to the season so far. This was before the Bulldogs game. He's like, I take it back.
Either that or he's saying the opponents will be quality. But did he not see we're playing Sydney? They needed help from North Melbourne interchange stewards just to win.
Yeah, Sydney will be well confused when we turn up with 40 rotations for the game. They'll be like, where's that free kick? Come on. We need the mercy rule goal.
Was everyone happy with the fixture?
Other than the fact that we didn't score a Friday night game.
What are the away games?
Call me crazy. Saturday nights are better than Friday nights.
I agree.
Yeah, no, I agree too. Because Friday night's a bit of a rush to get there after work, and it's always like the traffic's always like busy because everyone's trying to get out of the city into the city.
I like a Friday night away game though, like
Friday
at Marvel MCG.
Yeah, because you can just like relax and go home.
See, I like Saturday night games better, even if they're at home or they're away. It doesn't matter because you can actually watch footy throughout the day, even if it's not your team, which gets you up and gets you in the mood for footy.
Right.
Yeah, that's good.
So like watch the 12 o'clock game or 1:30 game, finishes at 4:30, head in for a 7:10 game. Beautiful.
Yeah. See, I'm in the minority, and I know Jade is the same, and she's not here. I love the Saturday 4 p.m. game.
Oh, they're so good
because it's just so good.
Into town straight up.
Yeah, exactly. You got time to. It's just like for a social thing because you got time to catch up before the game, have a few drinks with your friends. Wander in for 4 p.m. Finishes dinner time. Go grab dinner, have some more drinks.
So it just stretches the day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like it's just a great time. But you don't like it?
No, I'm just thinking it's right in the middle of the day. If something's at night time,
you lose your whole day.
Yeah, if something's at night time, you can do shit with your family during the day. Catch up with mates at
boring.
Catch up with mates at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the arvo. Yeah. Start drinking for like 2 or 3 hours. Head into the 7 o'clock game. It finishes at 10. Still got time to go out, have a couple drinks after, and be home by 12:1.
Okay, your counter argument works for me. But
thank you, but I understand your argument.
Yeah. Because for mine, you can get more drinking in after the game and still be in bed by midnight 1 a.m.
I think the key here is drink on a Saturday.
Okay, responsibly.
Thanks to
of
our
course.
sponsors, Liquor Lounge.
But the away games we got Sunday against Collingwood. Oh, that was already released anyway, wasn't it? That Sunday game against Collingwood. We have another Sunday game at Marvel against Essendon 250. We've got Sunday at the MCG against Melbourne 250.
Is that like one of two MCG games?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
God.
Oh yeah, we've got both of them in that second half there. Hey, and then we've got Brisbane at the Gabba, which is Saturday 4 p.m. So. Yeah, not great. The away fixture, not as great.
Do we normally play Brisbane twice a year? I feel like we haven't forever.
No, haven't for a while. I don't think.
For a while.
And I love how, was it David King that came out, or someone came out and said he'd love to see the Crows play at the MCG?
Yeah.
And then the 2 games they give us are coming straight off a bye against Collingwood at the G when you probably get fucking smacked, and then Melbourne at the G when you probably get smacked. Well, how about you start us off with a
give us a Hawthorn at the G.
Essendon or a St Kilda or a competitive team.
I think the logic is it has to be a big Melbourne club that regularly plays the MCG. Otherwise, they won't draw a crowd. You may as well play at Marvel.
True.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the only game that hasn't been released, the well-anticipated round 24 game against West Coast.
Oh,
Friday night.
That could shake some things.
That's got to be our Friday night.
The Crows finishing their year in Perth. What a shock.
Well, they started there with the preseason premiers.
I don't even think they need to. Like, it's going to be a Sunday twilight.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, that's it. We just
definitely.
I reckon
fuck off the TBC now.
Yeah, with the pre-finals bye in between, it doesn't really matter.
Doesn't
that last
matter.
round.
No,
Like,
exactly.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it's kind of taken that away. Like, why not just announce the fixture now? Really?
Yeah.
Should they do like the Premier League and all play at the same time?
Yeah.
I would love that.
I don't mind
like
that.
all the
That's an
fine,
idea.
and then
yeah.
have a live ladder in the corner of every game.
Yeah. It would definitely like make it just make everything more like the anticipation is there.
Condense.
And
Especially like last year. Was it last year when Brisbane and the Bulldogs were separated by like a point in top 4? Like imagine if they were running side by side, you got messages going out to the players like, we need to kick 3 points in the last 5 minutes.
Because Brisbane just made it in the top 4.
Yeah,
didn't they?
yeah. Or if one of them's bleeding goals, being like, we need to park everyone
bus.
back there because we
yeah.
can't concede another goal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with those
I
live
like it.
percentages. I just want to sit in the sports bar at the casino with all 9 games on and just be trying to keep up with all of them at once.
Yeah, that'd be
Like a
great.
multiplayer video game.
The thing is, you can never go wrong if all 9 games were in front of you. You could just yell out, ball! whenever you wanted, and chances are somebody's getting tackled at that point.
Unless you do it during the
Hedge your
halftime
bets.
break and they're like, shut up, dickhead.
He's been doing it all day.
But yeah, fixture
Well,
pass. Oh,
Yeah, we'll give it a pass. Give it a tick. Next up, we have the mid-season draft, which is coming up on May 31st.
Oh,
that's soon. That's
I
like
forgot
next
about
week,
this.
right?
Next
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
Same night as State of Origin, live from Adelaide Oval.
Oh, really?
Big time.
Okay.
Nah, wrong sport. Wrong sport.
Go New South Wales.
Up the Blues.
Correct.
Are they going to be drafting from that game?
Yeah, well, bold strategy.
These guys are throwing the ball great.
The Adelaide Crows select Nathan Cleary.
Any input on the mid-season draft, Ray? You got?
Well, I don't know that we need anyone, do we? Do you think we need?
Zach Taylor's the only possible one out for, 3 months? But
Yeah.
I think the only way you'd look at it if we've got a pick is to bank a youngster and go for an Adam DeLoya from Woodville West Torrens, who was the state captain last year, didn't get drafted, but has had a pretty good start to this year.
Right.
So maybe you take him in the mid-season draft if he takes it, and then you can get him for nothing, basally.
What about Brett Turner?
I was going to say, would it be a funny power move just to pick him up again?
Because he's so angry at the club, isn't he?
yeah.
So-
But we promised this time.
Yeah.
See, it's worked for us and it hasn't worked for us. I think 2 years ago we took Paddy Parnell.
Yeah.
Who's playing in the team now.
Yeah.
Last year we took Brett Turner, didn't get a game.
Mm.
So I think you'd be better off going a youngster, which we've done before. We're obviously a young team. We don't need more experience in the second half of the year. Our team is set in terms of
Yeah, I think it would just be, as I said,
Leadership.
banking a youngster that we can get on the rookie list, re-rookie him at the end of the year. And
Unless we do a backup ruck in case Rob goes down.
Yeah.
And Rob and Strawn goes down.
I really think that we're going to abandon all plans and put Silthop as our number 1 ruck.
Really?
Yeah.
Even after the knee injury in the first 5 minutes of the St. Kilda game. That got me nervous.
Yeah, because he started that game in
Yeah.
rock and then it's done. So, yeah,
He's got
it's
two
a good
knees.
strat.
All right.
how many picks do West Coast get in this draft?
Yeah, I was going to say.
24.
I can see the draft going and everyone might pick one player and then it'd just be pass, and then just
Yeah,
West
yeah.
Coast.
So, guys, we're still going.
Take over, yes.
Round 27.
I would like to see the Crows take a tall forward.
Do we need a tall forward?
Can't have too many of them.
Well, you could if you had 18.
Yeah, but we're not playing all of them. If you have a tall forward, then it means that Himmelberg can just play defence.
Yeah.
True.
Can Himmelberg play defence?
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
he
where
can.
they've been trialling.
Okay.
That's where
Yeah.
they've been playing him in the SNFL, I think.
I could imagine
That's in the
Himmelberg doing...
SNFL.
I could imagine Himmelberg doing the exact same thing as Frampton, playing him back
Mm.
in the second half of the season
Yeah.
and then going to another club and
Yeah,
dominating.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but Himmelberg's brother is the most versatile player. He plays pretty much every position,
Yep.
and somehow Himmelberg doesn't. So maybe you can learn
And
something from old Harry.
Who's the hotter brother?
Mm.
Harry. Sure, it's got to be.
And Harry
Gotta
will be at a new club next.
We got to give Harry a haircut and then just swap players.
Yeah, just like
Get
the
them to look
retires.
like
They're
the
basically
same.
identical.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the straight swap. Yeah.
Problem is, then Harry will come over here and he'll start sitting on people's heads, and they'll be like, "That's not Elliot."
He's got the blonde hair. Of course it is.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
And we've got some breaking news coming in that's only just come in for the last couple of
Oh.
hours. I don't think it's quite confirmed yet, but what's going on over at Richmond, Ben, over our friends over at Richmond?
Well, it
Yes.
sounds like Dimmer's broken his last toilet down at Punt Road.
We're from Tiger.
So rumours are that he will be gone from the coach with a press conference coming tomorrow morning. So
Ah.
an interesting revelation and very sudden.
Mm.
Sam Durham's ended his career.
Oh,
He has.
Okay.
Loss on Dreamtime at the G and you're done.
Yeah. That's it.
Like, to be honest, I don't care if he retires.
Nah.
Like, he's done enough. Credit to Richmond. Okay, they beat us in a grand final. But the way that they've done it over the last 5 to 7 years, they came out and Brendan Gale said, we want to win 3 flags in the next 5 years, and we want to get up to 100,000 supporters, and they've done literally everything they set out to do.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows? Maybe he's leaving now because he doesn't want it to get to the point where they bottom out.
Yeah. Leave on a high.
Yeah, and I think he's been a very angry man this year, like having a go at Kane Corns and having a go at commentators, and he's really fed up with like people asking if the players are playing for him, especially when he's won as many flags as he's won.
Yeah.
So maybe he just needs a bit of a timeout, just like a la Alistair Clarkson.
Yeah. I think in the SEN article that went up, it said that they think the burnout may be a factor. So that could tie into that a bit.
The only one nervous is Ken Hinkley. He's going to be doing overtime because as soon as he leaves his office, Damien's moving in.
That's it. You change the locks.
Yeah.
Conspiracy theory. What if Clarkos takes over Richmond next week? Just a bit of a straight swap situation.
Do you reckon it's going to be like key cards in the fruit bowl and the coaching swinger party? They're going to all just take one and go coach someone else.
It's like wife swap. Yeah.
What coach don't we want then?
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
Don't give me Adam Simpson.
Don't give me Ken.
Yeah.
That'd be
that
rough.
could be.
I don't want that uncle dancing after we win every time.
I want Simon Goodwin. Give me Simon.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Back home.
Yeah, bring him back. So we'll see how that plays out, I guess, over the next couple of days. It seems like it's pretty well confirmed, but just not officially confirmed. So.
Yeah, it's confirmed there's a press conference about it.
There's speculation.
Yeah. It's definitely something that may or may not be happening. All right, let's jump over to some of our segments. So we've got some of our segments that will just be over on the Patreon. So head over there at patreon.com/Crowject and sign up to see the full run of segments. But we've just added too many to the collection now, so we're having to just pick our few favourites every week and run with it. But this week we will start off with the Golden Toot of the Week. As anyone got this story? This is, I think we all know it by now, about our old mate Kane Corns, who's made it to this segment quite a few times over the years, hasn't he?
Yeah, he played in the Carlton draft.
Yeah.
Got picked last.
Did he?
Yeah, he was the last pick in the Carlton draft this year. And
Justified it.
Went down and got beaten by 119 points.
Hey.
Round of applause.
Just like
please.
old times.
And had a handy 6 disposals, apparently.
And his direct opponent had 51.
Jeez.
And it made worse by David Mundy the week before having 30 touches and 6 goals as his appearance in the Carlton draft.
Oh, no.
So then Kane's
It's
come
a
out.
high bar, though. Come on.
Yeah.
Monday just came
David
out.
Mundy, that ageless man, Benjamin Button of football. That's Kane Corns.
Surely it's the other team like trolling him. Like, it's like, hang on, it's 120
gotta
points.
be.
Quick, rush behind.
That's it. Yeah, there's got to be some Crowject listener over there.
Well
If
done.
you are, reach out. I'll pay for a beanie to get over to you.
So thanks, Kane Corns, for probably about your 50th appearance on this segment. I hope do we have a stamp card for him? Like after 50, you get something for free.
10th appearance gets you a free Coron beanie.
And now we have Benny and the Bets. How'd you go on the weekend, Ben?
In person, it wasn't great at Ballarat, and I cannot remember what tips I put in here last week. I think I said the Crows at the line.
Oh.
That was great. Actually, I think I said Collingwood at the line as well, and they covered that. So, 50-50. All right.
Good ratio.
Exactly.
Yeah, that doesn't work in multis, though.
No, it doesn't. That's where you take individual bets. That's the
Ah,
way to do
okay.
it. So this week we move on, and I'm looking at Hawthorn to cover a line of 27.5 after their 116-point shellacking of West Coast. They're playing St Kilda at Marvel Stadium this week. Pretty safe at 27.5, I think.
bad.
I don't rate St Kilda too much. And Geelong to cover the minus 36.5 against GWS at GMHBA Stadium. Looks decent to me.
Okay.
So I'll say it a lot. Keep it simple.
Nice. All right.
Very good.
Lock it in.
And lastly, we're jumping over to Cream, who's living off of a 3-day-old pizza and unrefrigerated dare-ass coffee with his
Oh my
Creamy's
God.
Cools.
Bloody oath. I can't even see it on here as a soundbite.
Oh,
He's had too much
been a
iced
while,
coffee.
eh?
It's actually not on there.
my vision's going blurry.
You wouldn't
What's
read
going on?
about it.
I just see lines in the street. Don't see anything.
Here,
I'll count.
I'll give you
Are
one
you
of
going
these.
to do it? Thank you.
It's time for Creamy's calls.
Yeah, it is. Okay. All right.
It's the first time you prepared something for Creamy's calls.
Couple of things.
All year.
Firstly, off the bat, after last week and everything, I don't think Clarko is going to come back and coach at all, period. I think he's done with coaching permanently. The way I see it, any passion that he may have gotten back for the game has probably been sapped by all this Hawthorn rubbish.
Yeah, and the interchange stuff.
Yeah. and he's won the first 2 games, not to mention he's then lost the next 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Why will he want to take time away to feel good about himself again and then come back to that all over again, especially when you've got Brett Ratton leading in his absence, who has coached before, has a proven track record. Okay, he got flicked for Ross Lyon last year, but Saints weren't the worst team in the year, worst team in the league, just leave him there. Now, yesterday's game, Carlton and Collingwood. I went along to the MCG, and Carlton were just never in this game. Carlton are very, very bad. They're a bad football team. I don't think Michael Voss will last a year. I think he'll get the sack.
They keep playing like this.
They did just come out and say he's got full support from the board. He's
Like-
going to be here until next year. The end of
Dimmer
next
and
year.
Vossi going to have a joint press conference tomorrow.
And this always happens. Did this not happen has this not happened in the past? Like,
How many coaches has Carlton had? I can't even remember all of them.
Is it 5
Well, it's
in
like
the last 10?
Yeah.
it's like the first year they do well, second year they fall off a cliff.
Yeah.
I don't think he has he has a game plan that, okay, it worked last year. He's just not changing anything at the minute. I don't know if he can change anything or whether he has different cattle that he can use, but I can't see him getting any better anytime soon. I just can't. And I know they came up against Collingwood yesterday, and Collingwood is a very good team, but they're not going to make the 8 this year again.
It just seems like they're doing their end of the season trail off early. They've moved it forward to the middle of the season. So
And then they'll give their supporters hope by winning the last few. And then falling
exactly,
short.
yeah. They're just mixing it up this year, doing things a bit differently.
I think I like it. Part of me feels sorry for Carlton supporters because they're just so over mediocrity. They just want them to make finals. They don't even.
I'd prefer one end of the scale or the other. I'd just hate the medium.
Yeah,
I want them
exactly.
to either finish wooden spoon or in the top
I
four.
think they would kill for the medium.
I seen a tweet today from an Essendon supporter saying, West Coast supporters, stop complaining about your season at the moment. Since 2004, you've won like 4 premierships or 2 premierships, whatever it is, 14 finals. Essendon since 2002, 0 premierships, 0 grand finals, 0 finals.
0 finals, yeah.
And I think that's where Carlton's getting to at the moment. Okay, they've played finals more recently than that, but Carlton fans would just be wanting them to make finals.
Yeah.
Especially when they started so well last year, and that's probably the reason they were behind Voss. They're at the point now where as soon as, if it's looking now like they're not making finals, they'll be like, get us a fucking coach that can make finals. They're not asking for the world.
They've made that same call the last decade. Getting a new coach, this one's not working.
Yeah, well then I reckon they'll do it again because they're just so done with mediocrity, and I don't blame them. Lastly, West Coast. Are they the worst team of all time? This current team that is playing for, I'm talking GWS when they first came in.
Yeah.
It's tough considering how injury depleted
Exactly,
they are.
Yeah, maybe their
you
high
can't
performance team's the worst team.
Yeah. But what I mean is a team can't be this unlucky. It can't just be luck. There has to be shit at the club, whether it's
Broken mirrors?
people in the department or they're kicking black cats or they're walking under ladders or something. This is it's just sad now.
Yeah, to be 116 points worse than the second worst team in the comp is
When they
it is
came into the game
full
as
on.
the second worst team.
yeah.
And this was built up to be the battle for the number 1 pick.
The Harley Reid Cup.
It's like they didn't even get off the bus, or they just met up in the games and be like, you guys just take it. Just the fact that you had Dom Sheed come in and he kicked 2 goals, which was pretty much half their score.
And had 30 touches.
And how many games has he been back for? Was this his first game back or his second game back?
Yeah, second, I think.
Yeah, that just at what point do you guys think you would sack Adam Simpson?
I don't know. He's not the problem though. Is he the problem? There's got to be other factors, like you said.
I know.
There's-
Yeah.
there's
Didn't he
gotta
come
be
out
other
with like a
factors. I
hostage video or something? Apologising to the members.
Yeah. See, I don't think that when you're at this point, like you said with Carlton, yes, maybe a coach change would change things, but I do not think that a coach change is going to fix a 116-point loss
Yeah.
against the West.
But do
the
they
second
need like a
worst
reset
club.
button? They don't
Yeah,
hold on
fresh
to any of their
start.
premiership players.
I think-
they just want to reset, new coach.
I think they need a reset button on everything, because the reason I also say that is this the worst team is because in the twos, they're getting beaten by like 150 points.
Yeah, it's even
They
worse.
have Will Schofield coming out of retirement for play,
Yeah.
like to play for the reserves. Like this club is just an absolute shambles of a club. Like, so I don't know what's going on,
Injuries.
but for the love of God, I hope they don't come out and say they want draft pick concessions and stuff like that, because that will drive me nuts.
No, my call is that they're going to pick up stars in the mid-season draft. They're going to pick up 20 new players and they're going to come home strong second half of the season.
Yeah, that's why it's going to be a Friday night clash against us in the last round of the
yeah,
season.
yeah, exactly. By then, they're just going to have this brand new team.
Yeah, we're pushing top 4.
All right. That was Creamy's calls.
That was Creamy's
Wow.
call.
Back again after a bit of a hiatus. For some of our other segments, like Around the Grounds, Beryl and Cecil of the Week, some Ballarat chat, Fantasyland, and tipping updates, go over to our Patreon and you will find them there. Let's talk about next week. Let's move
Yes.
on
Okay.
to the next game, which
Fresh
will
start.
hopefully will go a little bit better than this week. So we have Brisbane, which at Adelaide Oval on Sunday. Arvo. What does everyone think? First thoughts?
We're going to win this game.
Yeah, we're humping
Yeah.
them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Really?
Like, I expect us to bounce back. I expect us to bounce back big. You're going to have Duday back, Walker's back,
Thilthorpe.
Dilthorpe's back. Like, no excuses now. You got everybody. What you might miss Hinge.
Yeah.
You
I
will,
think he's
'cause he's-
important.
Yeah, 'cause he's in the protocol.
Yeah.
That he's only important. Well, I don't want to say. You're a good player, Mitch. But I'm saying your main importance is the fact that you allow Dawson to go into the middle now, and you're that rebounder off of the halfback flank. So if we can somehow reshuffle that so that Dawson can stay in the middle, I think we win the game.
Yeah.
That's my first thoughts.
All right. Good call.
Optimistic.
Cool. Yeah, very optimistic after what happened on the weekend. But yeah, we'll run with it. We'll run with the optimism.
I'm not so optimistic. I reckon we'll play better, but I don't think we'll win because Brisbane are just they're good at Adelaide Oval. It's weird. They thumped Port at home in round 1 and they played there in gather round, did well.
Yeah, they're not great in Melbourne, hey, but for some reason
Did
Adelaide.
Port not
Yeah.
beat them in round 1?
Port thumped them in round 1.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got it wrong way around. In my head.
We're winning by 80 points.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
All right. That sounds
Yeah.
right.
That's right, because I picked Brisbane for the flag and then they got humped.
Yes,
Yeah.
in round 1. Right.
Yeah.
I knew it was a thrashing. I just couldn't remember what way.
All right, so we'll go around the table and do our predictions. We'll touch on it a bit more on Thursday night when we do the full game preview. But Ben, what do you think?
I think we'll win by 8 points.
8 points, nice close one.
Yeah, and I
Okay.
think Tex comes back and kicks it back.
Yeah, I like that.
Like it.
He's had his rest. He's had his
Exactly.
He stayed home from Ballarat. That was smart, and now he's going to come out and fire. What about you, Leighton?
I reckon I'll go a draw. I can't say, I don't want to say I was losing, but I haven't seen a draw this year. Crows haven't had one for a while. It's due. You know, come on.
It's true.
No one's really, they're not trying for the draw.
Are you a Carlton supporter? Because that's
No.
mediocrity is what a draw is.
And leading goal kicker for the Crows, I reckon Pedler with 5.
Peddler.
Ooh, mumbo number.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah.
The draw.
I'm going to go Crows by 24.
Mhm.
And Fogg's going to answer back to Cream and kick 6.
I hope he does.
Cream?
I'll say the Crows by 17. You know what I'm most interested about, like, in this game? The old versus the new. So Charlie Cameron versus Rankin. How they go against each other.
Yeah.
I think Rankin will turn it on and kick 4. But I think that Cameron will do the same. These guys could combine for 7 to 10 goals between them.
Okay.
You didn't mention the greatest old versus new battle of all time. Jared Lyons versus
Ben Keys.
Yeah.
Jared Lyons hasn't even been getting a game this year.
No,
I think
it's
it was-
weird.
I think it
Sub a
was
couple of
something the other
times,
week.
yeah.
Yeah, that is the one that everyone's going to be watching. Ben Keys versus Jared Lyons on the bench. We'll see who comes on top. Who plays for Brisbane now? Does one of our ex-players plays for them, right? What's his name?
Charlie Cameron.
Thinking of Cameron Ellis-Yeoman.
No. Jack Gunston. Doesn't
Oh,
he play
yeah.
for them?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
He used to play for us.
Yeah, I feel like I
Like a
saw that the
decade
other
ago?
day and I was like, when the hell did he go to Brisbane?
Just this year.
But yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Has he been playing this year?
Yes.
Not. Okay, I've not paid any attention. All right, there you go. There's another one for you.
Like it.
My prediction
Yes.
is that
Gunston have a great game for the
Go
Crows.
Gunston! Bring him back. I think Crows will win. I reckon it'll be a fairly close one, maybe like 10 points. And I think that Rob will kick the most goals.
Nice.
Yeah.
With how many? 1.
9.
3 goals for Rob.
Low scoring game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we've got the SANFL game that's
So
going to be
this is the
happening,
Friday night game.
on Friday night. Yeah, this is our Friday
Finally.
night game. We
Wow.
get it just had to happen in the SANFL. So get down there. I'm assuming it's at Norwood Oval. I'm assuming it's at Norwood Oval.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're playing the reigning premiers and wooden spoon winner at the moment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the reigning
okay.
premiers have not won a game since they won the premiership.
Heading down to the Parade of Rosa.
Yeah, the parade of roast.
Jeez. So yeah, get down to watch that. If you've
Surely
got
we'll win
nothing to do
that.
on Friday night.
Surely.
Yeah, I think so. One win this weekend, at the very least. Anyone else got anything to add for news? Anything?
No.
Oh, Jimmy Rowe won the state game medal.
He did.
The
yes.
Foss Williams medal
Yeah.
against WA in the win.
Bring
which
him
is
back.
good to see.
Mid-season drafts.
So that's why
Yeah,
Jade.
get Jimmy Rowe.
That's why Jade was crying mid-trip.
Yeah, that's it. You should be here in Ballarat with us.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, head over to our Patreon, as we've discussed before. You can get all sorts of things there, like our pre-rolls, some of our other segments, Obscure Crow, Get Your Crow On. And thank you very much to our Patreons who, Leighton, I can see Leighton's got the list there in front of him. These are our $10 or more Patreons who we really appreciate for supporting us. Take it
Yes.
away.
Thank you to Jess Cook, Dave Carnivale, Jake Bacove, Ray O'Hara, Ben Piero, Sophie Damon, Drew Corner, Sam Curtis, Sean-Marie Davies, Brendan McGarrigan, James Payne, Jezza Withers, Matt Roylance, Neil Roylance, and a new one, Molly Howard.
Yeah, thank you very much. And head over to patreon.com/Crowject if you want to join them in supporting the podcast and keeping the lights on here at Nathaniel's Coffee and Panini. And head over to crowject.bigcartel.com to get your crumb merch, the pose, which will keep you
Yes.
nice and warm through the winter. We got the Garden Stake shirts. I think we've got a couple of those left. The Cordy hats, beanies. And keep your eyes out for some upcoming stuff that we're going to be having come out, some exclusive interviews and more Obscure Crows. So you can join for as little as $1 a month. So get on it. And thanks again to our sponsors in Nathaniel's Coffee and Panini and Trojan Aluminium. And I guess we will see you next week, hopefully
Yes.
more up and about after a win.
Come on, Crows, get the
Next
win.
time. Yeah, we got this. Thanks, Ben.
Thank you.
Thanks, Leighton.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rick.
Thanks.
Thank you, Chris.
Thanks.
Thanks.
And thanks, Emily.
Thank you.
Go Crows.
Go Crow.
See it, and then he's taken in the ground. Umpire says it's okay. It goes to Gillette.
An 84-year-old man, more than 1,500 plant seedlings were seized in a raid on his property.
G'day, Mick. How's it going? Oh, just hang on a sec, will you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's hit the spot. How are you, dude?
Not feeling quite as good as you, I'm guessing.
Not likely. I'm ripped off my tits.
Excellent. Excellent. Cliff, you've been busted with 1,500 plants on your property. That's a fair bit of hooch.
Yeah.
Talk us through your average day.
Well, it's hard to say. I kick off with a cup of tea and a few brekkie bongs,
Yeah.
then roll a few spliffs to see me through the morning, then
Right.
hook back into the pipes around lunchtime, settle in for a bit of Kerry Ann, then it's out with the bucket bong, which usually sits me on my arse till about dinner.
And what would you normally have for dinner, Cliff?
I order in pizza, Mick,
Uh-huh, and why is that?
because I'm too maggoted to get off the couch.
I see, and what would you say normally have for dessert?
Space cake, Mick, and I have to say my slice is usually an absolute monster.
Good for you. And what would happen after that?
I knock off after a few more pipes. I watch the bill, of course, and then go to bed.
Nice one, Cliff.
Oh, hang on a sec, Mick. Hello, I'm gone. That one blew me head off.
How's your health, Cliff? Any problems?
The only problem I have is with reality. People really freak me out, Mick. Jesus, everything's spinning. Oh, no. All my people right here, right now.
Cliff!
You know what I mean?
Cliff, be cool, man. Take a chill pill.
Sorry, Mick, I spun out. Whoa, it was gnarly, dude.
Oh, dear. Jeez, Cliff, you don't sound well. Have you got something there you can take?
Yes, I do, Mick. Just hang on a sec. Oh.
Jeez, Cliff, you're a shocker.
Yes.
When did you start getting on the gear?
Well, I think it was about the time of the Depression.
Really?
Yes, although I never seemed to be too depressed. In fact, I was totally off my nana the whole time.
Yeah?
I walked through the whole Depression with a big, toothy grin from ear to ear, Mick. I was out there.
Right then, Cliff. Well, thanks for having a yak.
Any time. Hey, Mick, if you run into Gracie,
Yeah?
can you ask if it's all right to crash at his joint on the weekend? Tell him I'll bring some filthy buds.
Not a problem, Cliff.
Hang on a sec, dude. Oh, cripes, now I've got the munchies.
Bye, Cliff.
Oh, geez, I'd kill for a packet of iced Vovos.
See you, Cliff.
Stand by me. Nobody knows the way it's